Oh,
I think, it's fair to say that you'd expect on balance of
away
probabilities
at
them to
Cov and
win that.
London, respectively.
Yeah.
Okie dokes. Women's Super League. York 6, Wigan 38. If it weren't for some poor goal kicking, Wigan could have really battered them even more in that one. Leeds 32, Castleford 30 in a close one between the Challenge Cup finalists.
Yeah, Leeds rotating some players on this one and bringing in some of the younger girls to play in this one to give them an opportunity towards the end of the season. So
Interesting.
fair credit to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair credit to them to bring that home. Also finished Bradford 32, Featherstone 10.
Yeah, with one round of fixtures left, Leeds hold the top spot by 1 point ahead of Wigan. They should seal that top space heading into the semi-finals, though, Leeds, as they face bottom side York in their final game. St Helens are in third and will be in the semis. That's confirmed. Castleford hold on to the final semi-spot, playoff spot at the moment, and a win next week against second bottom Featherstone will see them clinch that place ahead of chasing Bradford. In the NRL, it was week 3, and the Sharks beat the Panthers by a point, 21-20 on Friday, and then on Saturday morning,
it was drop goal per loser in this game.
The Rabbitohs beat the Dragons by 13 points to 12, but like you say, drop goals are plenty. Adam Reynolds
kicking
three
on his own, and then
Rabbitohs.
Yeah, so that was massive. So, but a good game, and one of the Burgess went off injured, didn't he? But I can't remember which one it was.
George Burgess cut his head open in an accidental head clash with his brother Tom Burgess. George Burgess then had to shave his hair off to get the stitching in to do, and obviously been growing this long flowing hair for some reason. So Tom Burgess shaved his hair off too. So now the twins.
So we never get a chance of telling which one's which, are we?
Despite going off, he had 111 metres. Despite going off with a head knock for a bit, he had 111 metres, did George Burgess. Tom Burgess was probably the best out of the three Burgesses, actually, in this game. He was really imposing, and he went for 175 metres. And Sam Burgess...
apparently he might have injured his thumb, Sam Burgess.
154 metres for him. He'll play next week. There's no bother there, is there?
No, it should be fine. But apparently it's a repetitive strain injury, potentially on the thumb.
Repetitive strain injury? Oh, is this a joke?
Have you not heard about this?
The Twitter thing.
Yeah.
I have a vague knowledge of something. 93 metres James Graham made. No Gareth Widdop, sadly, for the St George Illawarra Dragons, and that hurt them big. In this one, go on, tell us about it, because all I'm vaguely aware of is there was some pictures of male genitalia published through one of Sam Burgess's social media accounts or something.
Yeah, I don't know a huge amount more. All I know is there was some form of sexting scandal that he's been embroiled in down under, which obviously the Australians will keep a level head on, keep a bit of perspective, and just move on from quickly.
Okay, that is the world of rugby league looked back on and thoroughly covered this week. So we're now going to look forward to next week with our preview and predictions. Preview and predictions now in association with Love Rugby League. Head to loverugbyleague.com for all the latest news, gossip, opinion pieces, and even more stats on the greatest game. I tried to get on at lunchtime today, actually, and I didn't get round to it, so I don't know what to recommend from this week's. But with the rumour mill really heating up with some stuff, then the intrepid reporter Ray Moore will be all over that. So get around that. I don't know what happened to Ian Tree, who used to write it with Ray Moore, but they've ditched Ian Tree. Obviously, they couldn't afford two salaries now that they're sponsoring the Super League pod. But anyway, head over to loverugbyleague.com for all your news and needs. Okay, Super League Super 8s round 6. Tim, it starts Thursday night, 7:45 p.m. kickoff on Sky. Huddersfield versus Wigan, and I can't see anything but a Wigan win. The way Huddersfield have dropped off, the way that they've picked up kind of injuries to close out the season, Wigan are looking to go unbeaten through these Super 8s to send them off in fine style. So I'm going Wigan 32-14. What are you saying?
I'm saying exactly the same. I'm saying Wigan by 12 points. I think the performance last week, I think they'll be too good for Huddersfield over the course of 80 minutes to there. I think they will really open it up in the second half in particular.
Okay, only one game on Friday night. It is on Sky, of course, 7:45pm kickoff for Castleford versus Wakefield. A derby with a little bit of interest around it, potentially. If Tom Johnston's out, though, that hurts Wakefield and hurts the watchability factor. Hopefully Ben Jones-Bishop might be back. I don't know, though, and that could help. But yeah, I'll give you first word on who you think is going to win this one.
Yeah, so I think the hashtag champions Cass are going to win this one. I think at home they've been in not bad form, and I think they're just going to be a little bit too strong on that. Probably by 10 points.
Okay, I've got Cass 30, Wakefield 14, so I'm going the same way as you. I think it's going to go a similar way to the game that Cass played last week against Huddersfield. I just think that maybe Wakefield will cling in a little bit longer in it, but I think it'll be a tight, tense, defensive first half. And then Castleford will score a couple of tries to pull away in the back end. Saturday, we've got a Super League fixture in this country on TV on a Saturday afternoon, 3:15pm. Sky Sports is where you'll find Warrington versus St Helens. This is a tough one to call, Tim. I'm thinking that Warrington will underplay their hand, and if Saints do the same, fair enough. But I think Saints' depth is maybe a little better at them. Hungrier maybe. I'm not sure. I just trust Saints to score more points basically after watching Warrington last week. So I'm going to go St Helens, and I'm going to go 19 points to 12 in favour of the Saints. What do you think?
I've got wire for this one. I think they're going to. They did fairly well. I think they'll have a reaction after their performance last week. And I think Saints, just their sort of languid nature of hosting the league leadership, I think that'll carry through to their performance this week. So I'm going to say wire by 8 points.
Wire by 8, okay. Finally, Saturday, 5pm, Hull FC host the Catalan Dragons. It is Junior Takeover Day. They're doing anything to spice things up, and what will really spice things up is Joshua McKenzie being the media manager for Hull FC on the day. So
good luck trying to stay positive after this one.
That's an exciting feature of this game to look forward to. This is a coin flip game for me because I'm not really sure who's more despondent at the moment. If Jake the Snake gets to play one more game in front of his home crowd this year, I'm going to just edge Hull FC by 4 points, 22-18. What do you think?
I'm going to say the Catalan by 12 points. I think that they'll. I just think FC's woeful run will continue, and I think Catalan will turn up on this one. I think it's also another thing. It's nice to see Hull FC back to Saturday 5 o'clock kickoff. That's the time I remember them playing when I used to go and sit on the touchline with my stretcher. That was time they used to kick off most of the time. Then sort of 5-6 o'clock on a Saturday evening with a bit of mist and the floodlights on. Used to really enjoy that. So do enjoy that one, and especially do enjoy our young media manager, Joshua McKenzie.
Yeah, I think they've done a few Saturday tea time kickoffs this year, and they've proved quite popular. Qualifiers round 6, Saturday at 5pm UK time. Toulouse host Hull Kingston Rovers. A win for Hull Kingston Rovers will seal their Super League status. A win for Toulouse will give them a real upper hand in the £1 million game battle. How do you see this one going? It's your Hull KR side. Do you think they're going to seal it away in France?
I'm not optimistic about this, if I'm honest. I can see Toulouse. It's Toulouse at home, and I think that they'll be smarting a bit after drop ball gate and everything that went on their trip. They have got that travel to contend with, and they'll also be getting back and getting recovered from that. But I think this one's gonna throw up another question, and I think it's going to take it right down to that final weekend to see who goes where.
Right, okay. I think Hull KR, I think they've shown so many times this year that this level of quality opposition they can beat. They have enough depth in that squad. They have enough good championship players to beat another championship side. So I'm going to go Hull KR. I'm going 34-20. The qualifiers game, the only qualifiers game on Sky this weekend comes from Toronto. It's Toronto hosting Widnes, 5:30 p.m. kickoff UK time, 12:30 p.m. kickoff local time, and this is tasty. Widnes dining out in Last Chance Saloon all the way now. This could be that last chance. What do you think, Tim?
I think Toronto will do this one. I think partly just the depth of players they've got. I think they'll do well, and Widnes, especially with the travel, I just can't see them coping with it.
I've got Toronto winning as well. I've gone 16 points to 6. I think it'll be a similar-ish game to last week. I think there'll be a lot of tension on this game. I think that'll cause quite a high level of error counts. I think there'll be an attempt at physical intensity. I think it'll boil over into a lot of penalties being kicked, but Toronto will win. Okay, I'm flipping things around for you, Tim, because I don't think I sent you a revised rundown that has the Saturday 3 p.m. kickoff, the controversial swap of fixtures. The frankly fucking ludicrous swap of fixtures. You know, there's other ways to work things. If
it's just unnecessary.
Or a London game on television in the final round, move one of the Super League, Super 8 games to the Thursday.
Sorry. Night, Mum.
At night. I can keep talking for so long.
Yeah, that's a good question. Do you want to come and ask that one to everybody else?
No, thank you.
Come a little bit closer.
I don't give you that much to talk about rugby. It keeps you going for this time night. Is anybody listening out there?
They will be.
Thanks for doubting us, Mrs. Griffith. Yeah, London Salford. Frankly, it's ridiculous that this is being moved like it has been for
at such short notice.
The week after, when
ridiculous.
Other things could have been juggled around to still give the teams a 5-day turnaround. But I think I'm going Salford. They'll have Hastings back. They win when Hastings plays, as far as I can tell. So 36 points to 20, I'm going for Salford. London just haven't quite had it against the Super League sides of Super League quality, because Widnes aren't. What do you think?
I think London. I think I think, given how tight that squad is, I can see them using the Ferrari to around the fixture being moved. I can see them using that to their advantage and really getting up for it. And if they come out and start well in that first 20 minutes, I can see them really coming on and giving Salford a shock. And I think that's going to, again, throw that race wide open. I think this is the weekend where it all gets put up in the air.
That would make things spicy. Final fixture, Sunday 3 p.m. Not getting moved because no one really wants to move this one. Halifax versus Leeds. Halifax's race is run, obviously. I think they'll be spirited in this game, but I think the Rhinos, with the pace out wide, with the Briscoes, with Walker, with the Kind Horse back in action, I think they'll have enough to score a few points by the end of this. I'm going 34 points to 10 for another kind of adding a layer to the mask for the Leeds Rhinos. Another little bit of deception about whether their season was good or bad, but they'll comfortably get through this and seal their Super League status with a week to spare, in my opinion. What about you?
I think Leeds will do it. I think they'll just have a little bit too much for Halifax, and just, yeah, as you say, with the Kindly Horse in particular being back in the mix, I think they'll definitely do it.
Okay, Championship Shield game of the week. A little bit of a shift in direction, Tim. It's not Swinton this week, it's Rochdale. Rochdale versus Dewsbury. And I've gone with this one because even if Rochdale can't overhaul Swinton, which is a bit of an ask for them now, with the points difference disadvantage that they're carrying, to win both their remaining games and overhaul Swinton. But even if they can't do that, it's important for them to get their shit together for a potential game against League One side in an all-crunch winner-takes-all championship spot. So it's going to be interesting to see how they roll through.